So history awaits one way or another. And he bends it. What a goal! He's done it again. Remember the name. Oh, what the finish! Wow. Oh my word!
This is just pure touch, instinct, confidence.
Western United have won the A-League Championship.
Round 19 of the Isuzu UTE A-League season promises to be the one that defines who are the haves and the have-nots in this 2022-23 season. Good afternoon and welcome to Campbelltown Stadium on Dharawal land in Sydney's southwest, on Paramount Plus and 10 Bold for this final match of the weekend. Macarthur FC taking on Brisbane Roar, two of the newest coaches in the competition as well. Nick Green at the helm of Brisbane Roar enjoyed the perfect start to his senior coaching career in the A-League with a victory last weekend for Brisbane that saw them break that 7-game winless streak. While for Mile Sturjovski, he was reminded, if any reminding was necessary, that the best laid plans can head out the window if your side picks up a red card after 6 minutes. That's exactly what happened against Western Sydney last weekend, and they suffered a third defeat in his 5 matches in charge. Both these sides still harbour aspirations of making the top 6, but that passes by picking up 3 crucial points this afternoon in Campbelltown. Well, for Mile Sturjovski, he's without 6 first-team players through injury, suspension and international duty. Alexander Shushnyar, the most recent, misses out with the niggle, so Jonathan Aspro-Potamides is one of 3 changes to the side that lost 4-0 to Western Sydney. He comes in the centre of defence. No change in midfield, where Jake Holman and Kieran Backus continue. While up front, Georgian striker Bachana Arabouli without a goal in 9 matches. Partners Al Hassan Toure. Up front, Daniel Arzani, the Socceroo winger, also returning to the starting 11 for the first time in 3 weeks. Well, Nick Green's Brisbane Roar are looking for back-to-back wins for the first time this season. Their new English coach has made just the one change. It comes in attack, where Serbian striker Stefan Šćepović returns from a hamstring strain to partner Nikola Mileusnic up front. On the left of midfield, 23-year-old Jez Lofthouse makes it back-to-back starts for the first time in his A-League career under his new boss, with Jay O'Shea and his broken toe only fit enough for a place on the bench, and Kai Truen in the centre of defence. It's the youngsters Rahmat Akbari and Tarash Gamulka in the centre of the park for Roar. Well, it is a hot day in Sydney's southwest. We will be having drinks breaks yet again for this Sunday afternoon kickoff. Brisbane, when it looked like they were on an interminable slide down the ladder, having dropped out of the 6, they arrested that slide last weekend with that come-from-behind victory. Mile Sturjovski, 5 games in charge, just the 1 win. It was a stirring victory at home here against the Wellington Phoenix. He's got his new man alongside him as well in Jacob Burns. Well, Nick Green, he made the perfect start to coaching in the A-League last week with that come-from-behind victory, and he'll be looking for back-to-back wins. Our referee for this afternoon's clash is Adam Kersey, and he's just seeing to a little bit of housekeeping before we get underway. It's his 80th match in charge. I'm not sure if he's had this problem before, but there's a hole in the middle of the penalty box. Now, we did see this last year, and I suspect it's a sprinkler issue, because the automated sprinklers pop out of the ground And you can see it just there. It's been spotted by Jordan Holmes, who called over Adam Kersey to have a look. This is his 11th match of the season in charge. The referee, number 80 of his career, and he refereed the match between these two sides at the start of the season. A scoreless draw it was in Brisbane. And that repeat of that would suit neither side, really. There are always winners and losers when a new coach takes over. Nick Green in charge of this Brisbane Roar side. And you can see that Carlo Armiento, who's been one of their star performers, has to settle for a place on the bench today. The big winner, so far at least, as we await this second game, is Jez Lofthouse. Straight back into the starting 11 for the second time. We do have our expert sideline eye there, and I don't think that does look like a sprinkler actually, because it looks like it's been painted. Perhaps. Let's get a word from our sideline eye, Tristan McManus. Tristan, an early intervention from you today.
Oh, what a start to this game, huh? Yeah, they're looking for a groundsman now at the moment. The Macarthur bench don't seem to have a problem with it. They reckon it's been like that for the last couple of weeks. You've got the groundsman out on the pitch now. He's going to fill that hole. They want to be more worried about the hole in their defence the last couple of weeks. But yeah, there's a hole in the box here. So they're fixing it now at the moment, and then hopefully we'll be good to go, huh?
Well, fingers crossed we won't have a delay. They've had a couple of delays here at Campbelltown in recent weeks. Now, just putting a bit of sand into the hole. And that is potentially a bit dangerous for a goalkeeper as well. You don't want to be turning your ankle as you come flying out with your eyes on the ball and step on a hole in the ground. But as Tristan said, it's been that way for a while by all accounts. Let's hope they remain injury-free for the next 90 minutes or so. Well, week 19 of the season has thrown up a number of surprise results, some big wins and some important defeats as well. That will be the case again this afternoon if either of these two sides can get up. Both of them looking to hitch their wagon to the top half of the table. Andy Harper joining us in Campbelltown this afternoon. Victory just about essential for these two today.
You'd think so, Robbie. Very good afternoon to you and to everyone watching on the 10 Network and Paramount Plus. It's a lovely day in the southwest of Sydney. Warm, certainly, with the drinks break scheduled, but not overly humid. And two teams who need to be desperate. Two teams, really, Robbie, whose on-field travails are one thing, but as football clubs are struggling to deliver what they might for the league in general. Brisbane, a long way off the halcyon days of full houses at Suncorp, and we hope they can get back to that level pronto. And as an expansion team, Macarthur, who did launch their life in the midst of COVID, which comes with a whole pile of difficulties, as we understand, but still in a massively fast-growing corridor of the southwest of Sydney. Really need to start turning the dial off the field as well. But that's for later. Let's focus on the 90 minutes now and see if the players can lead the way for both clubs.
Well, so often success off the pitch is, of course, driven by success on it. And for these two sides, it has been tough, certainly this season as well. Goals have been hard to come by. Macarthur have their latest signing, the American striker Jason Romero, on the bench, signed from Apia Leichhardt in the New South Wales NPL. The 28-year-old who's been prolific. As you can see, at Macarthur bench there with Ali Uglar, the final player, who started for the first time last weekend. On the end there's no doubt there's plenty of quality. It just hasn't clicked in attack, whether it be under Dwight York or under Mile Sturjovski so far. They're still looking for the key in attack, and Daniel Arzani is probably one player that may just hold that key. Al Hassan Toure's another, whereas Henry Hoare lets fly with the first shot of the match.
A nice shot on the turn from Henry Hoare, scored last week, the winner indeed for Brisbane. He's a player who's done well over the last season and this, since earning his chance. And you talk, Robbie, about Macarthur not hitting the attacking heights, and that's certainly the case in recent times, but you mustn't forget, of course, that they're the current cup holders, and they won that competition with a beautifully flowing attacking mode of football, cornered by 4 really exciting talents. The key player of those, of course, well, this is Davila, who's the captain of the team. The talisman is out with injury, but they've actually got first-hand on-the-ground experience of playing great stuff and winning stuff. It's not too long ago now that they were doing that.
Daniel Arzani trying to call numbers across, as that's a good ball. Well weighted for Lofthouse. Little touch for Hoare as Bacchus tries to cover. They've got numbers forward here. Hingett's cross turned behind by Aspro Potamides. First corner of the match is for the visitors.
Sloppy through midfield for Macarthur. Coming into the season, the question was about how well they'd be able to defend. Well, they got pants last week, albeit a man down. Matt Miller misreading that. Jez Lofthouse playing square. He might have been a little bit more aggressive in trying to release his striking teammate Stefan Šćepović. In the corner instead, Brisbane. Good early signs for the visitors here.
It's just a second start for Šćepović since signing from Limassol in Cyprus. Ball in. Strong header away by Uzkok. Araguli, who scored his 3 goals in just 2 matches at the turn of the year, including a double at Allianz against Sydney as Hingett. There's another quick corner for Brisbane, turned behind that time by Kieran Bacchus. For the moment, Macarthur just on the back foot. Brisbane thought about the short one. Danny De Silva and Danny Arzani doing the defensive duties early, as it's Nikola Mileusnic. Scored against Macarthur after just 2 minutes last season. His cross towards Aldred. Kai Trewin bouncing around, cleared by Holman. Arzani's touch back for Bacchus. Courtney Perkins with the initial challenge to hold up the counter-attack, and Lofthouse all the way back to Jordan Holmes. No Uli Davila, as Andy Harper just said. He's out for the season after having a knee clean-up, some torn meniscus. Lockie Rose is also out with a broken foot. Craig Noon suspended, and youngster Jed Drew, part of the young Socceroos who defeated Iran last night in Uzbekistan. There are 2 of the absent players. There's Davila, there's Moody Najjar, also missing for another couple of weeks with a quad strain. He looked to have been the solution up front when Mile Sturjovski took over. So there are players missing for both sides as well, it must be said, with Jay O'Shea only fit enough for a place on the bench for Brisbane. That's a big blow that his absence provides. Here's Arzani playing very central in these opening minutes. Arabuli with Miller, still Macarthur's top scorer with 4 goals, the right back Matt Miller this season. Here's Arzani again. Is this a new position for him in a number 10 role, perhaps? Wietza with Toure. Wietza again with De Silva. Arzani accelerates. Ball at feet, but it was a good challenge by Akbari. Hingett's header. Straight back again, though, with Bacchus. Potomides returning to the starting 11 after being dropped to the bench last week with the return of Alexander Shushnya. He's just come off Ivan Vujica.
Shushnya, the only player missing from that little panorama of the available talent that's injured. Listed on the bench either today. Shushnya.
We didn't see him on the sidelines. Yes, watching exactly. He's had a very rough season. Missed the first 4 months with a knee problem. Only just returned as well after 4 appearances. Gave away the penalty last week. As Potomides nods it back. Toure with De Silva. Glancing header was Koch. Sees it all the way through to Philip Curto. Pulls it out for Holman. He signed a new 2-year deal with the club, as has Lockie Rosewell. That's one back well, high up the pitch. Stjepovic, he was looking for Henry Hoare. He heard the call.
Well, maybe his inner voice, but it was a clever instinct. Stjepovic comes with a great pedigree. Of course, that was a good steal in midfield too. Baker's just quite sharp enough, and the Brisbane press was good. Created the chance, half chance, I should say.
Zarzani again. Good ball wide, looking for Miller. Courtney Perkins was backtracking, but he's done well to find Lofthouse. Dispossessed by Arzani. Little 1-2. It ends up in the end with De Silva. Now Vujica. Toure. Only Arabuli to aim for in the middle. Toure perhaps finding space himself for the shot. Throw a blanket over about 5 Macarthur players in there now. Arzani. I think that was a shot. Blocked. Backus completely missing it. Mile Uznic now with the chance to break forward. Lofthouse joining the attack. Stjepovic. Comes back possession in the end. Big switch for Hingett. You can hear the referee's assistant there saying play on, no offside.
I must say, Robbie, in all my years, I don't think I've ever heard an assistant referee coaching a team through onside, offside.
Answering
ever.
Play.
Still.
Here's Holman.
Good little burst there from Holman.
Yellow card, 12 minutes in for Courtney Perkins.
Courtney Perkins working really hard. The intention... I failed to see a yellow card in that, I'm sorry. It was a fair contest for the ball. He was marginally late. Or the angle was marginally wrong, and Jake Holman was running at warp speed for the sideline.
I don't think he could quite believe it either. Now set piece for Macarthur in the attacking third. Daniel Arzani. His 18th appearance of the season, Arzani. I'll get back to that because it's symbolic and important. De Silva back. Toure. Daniel Arzani, 24 years of age. It's just his 50th professional match in Australia. There he is again. And an 18th league appearance equals the most he's ever achieved in a single season. As well in 7 years as a professional. We talk about the expectation and the talent, but he's a player who is still working his way back from huge injury problems. Just 24 matches over the last 4 years before returning to Australia. De Silva. For the pace of Toure. Leaves Kai Truan in his wake. Toure now, back post towards Arabouli. And it's in the back of the net. After 9 games without a goal, the Georgian striker, Bashana Arabouli, breaks his drought, slamming the ball into the back of the net, and Macarthur have a 14-minute lead.
Well, it's a great ball on the Harvey Norman replay out from Daniel De Silva, who just realises that if there's any sort of acreage at all, then Al-Hassan Toure is a great outlet. He mows down Kai Truan, who's no slouch, but Al-Hassan Toure is something else again. It's a beautiful ball over, and Arabouli is a really good penalty area striker. He is a fantastic goal poacher. We just don't see him getting enough of the ball. But there's the evidence. Great control, lovely shot on the turn.
Well, when you're out on your luck, it always looks as though things are going against you. That latest injury to Uli Davila was felt very cruelly by all and sundry at Macarthur. But goals are a great tonic. And now they have something to defend as well. They score first for just the 7th time this season. But they are undefeated when it happens. Now, what can Brisbane do? We saw them come from behind to win last week. Here's Stjepovic driving it low and hard, denied by Kurto.
Well, taking up a beautiful position on the angle. The routine save there for Philip Kurto. His positioning is good. Stjepovic, he, like Arabouli, comes with a bit of class and culture, or more than a bit. In Brisbane for Stjepovic and Macarthur for Arabouli make the supply line more consistent.
Ingrid with Hoare. Perkins for Lofthouse. Coleman just getting a toe on that one. Breaking for a little bit as Taras Gumulka is helped out there by the referee's whistle. A little drag back from Arabouli. Free kick taken quickly. Here's Gumulka again. Arrived in January from Melbourne City in search of playing time. He's found that at Brisbane. Wasted switch of play there from Kai Truan, who hasn't made the greatest start to this one.
Beautiful ball from De Silva. Look at him go. Al-Hassan Toure. Doesn't Kai Truan know he's up against it there. The head goes back. And then Corny Perkins can do nothing. Beautiful ball from Al-Hassan Toure. It's really wonderful control off the chest. That is not easy. And then to hit it on target and into the goal on the spin speaks to the quality of Arabouli.
Guy Truant knew he was being run down. He was looking in the rear view mirror. He was in a blind spot. And then he just burst past him. Lofthouse into the middle with Akbari. Truant. His cross is a great ball towards Szczepovic, headed away by Uskok. Wietsa wants the throw, doesn't get it. Brisbane on the front foot again. Tommy Uskok missed out a couple of weeks ago through suspension. But returned last week and has been an otherwise ever present, along with Wietsa. Handball against Rahmat Akbari. Let's head down to Tristan McManus on the sidelines. Tristan, a lively start to this one.
Yeah, it is, and a really good start. I mean, it was a little slow at the beginning, but you can accept that because, like I said, it is just so hot out here. Toure is absolute lightning. This was the front three why we got so excited at the start of the season. They had so much confidence in the team. I think that's the only thing that's lacking at the moment. The crowd here do give them confidence. When them cowbells go, however annoying you think it is, it's great for the team. I'm so excited to see Arzani in that 10. I was only talking to Maka and Broski last week about it. I'm not saying he's lazy, but I don't think left wing suits him, that he has to get back all the time. I think that 10 is absolutely perfect for him. And Jez Lofthouse, again, I'm an Armiento man, but I can see why Lofthouse, he's going to pull Max Miller back for this whole game, and he's lightning quick too. It's going to be a good start. I tell you, 4 goals in it.
Fantastic, Tristan. We still don't have a winner. We'll wait to see.
I've written it down, Robs.
All right, is that on a card in someone's pocket? They don't know they've got it?
It's in my back pocket, and I broke the pen.
Well, this 4-3-1-2 formation, or a diamond midfield, if you like, from Macarthur, with Arzani just behind the front two. Holman on the right, De Silva on the left. Bacchus, the central number 6. As Wietsa almost goes without. It is a innovative formation from Mile Sturjovski, trying to find the best places for his players. On this side, as Hoare is bundled over, a little bit clumsy from Wietsa. Free kick for Brisbane. Nikola Mileusnic, who scored what looked was going to be the winner for a long time against Sydney on his last trip down this way. Akbari steps away, so it will be Mileusnic again. And it comes, header by Arabuli. Mileusnic, early cross to the back post. Lovely control from Gamulka. Truant floats it back post. Curto coming, getting just enough on it. Mileusnic for Akbari, gets in front of Toure. Brisbane holding onto the ball. That's one thing. Creating the space. They've still got Aldred forward. Courtney Perkins as well, who's good in the air. Gamulka wanted it on his right, and then that's just a lazy, silly foul given away, which releases all that pressure.
Yeah, they were setting up quite nicely, Brisbane. Some good close into play. A couple of attempted passes to split the defence, but didn't come off. Managed to maintain possession and then almost lose concentration. Arthur might have been a little bit more hungry to take the free kick quickly. Referee might have allowed a little bit of advantage too, to encourage the potential of a counter-attack for Macarthur.
Arzani, the cross had some devilish whip on it, applauded by Arabuli. As we have our first drinks break. of the afternoon. Zahani's ball, it was dropping rather quickly. The players are dripping because it is hot in Campbelltown. And it's Bachana Arabouli's goal that separates the two sides. It came in the 14th minute. And for just the 7th time this season,
Fucking shit.
Macarthur opening the scoring. We'll see it again here.
It's a great breakaway. Released by Daniel De Silva. And Toure does brilliantly. And so too does Bachana Arabouli. To make it 1-0 at the drinks break. Great finish. Disappointing for Brisbane. They've had some good moments themselves. And now they find themselves chasing the football match as they were this time last week at home against Perth.
We know that there was no panic from Nick Green and his coaching staff that day. You can see there the new assistant coach, Joe Dolan, just behind Nick Green. JD on the front of the t-shirt. Former Chelsea youth player, Millwall professional, who's been brought in by Nick Green. Behind him, the former and still assistant coach, Scott Guyette, who's there. Who also worked under Warren Moon, but coaches often arrive with their assistants. Mile Sturjovski did the same with Jacob Burns. Bringing him in after that victory over the Wellington Phoenix. It does take a little while for coaches to put their mark on a team. They know each other well, played together a lot during the old days of the NSL, Sydney United, Parramatta Power. Jacob Burns more recently associated with Perth. Mile also spent a couple of years on returning from Europe as well. Arzani for Arabouli. Pushed off the ball. That's where this match is being played out. Very much at this end of the field. Brisbane on the front foot. 4 shots to 1 at the moment, but that one shot for Macarthur hit the jackpot. Miller, great tackle by Gamulka. Courtney Perkins. Ball takes over. Courtney Perkins. You can hear Nick Green telling them, pass the ball around quicker. Danny De Silva takes over and might show them how it's done. He's got Al-Hassan Toure making that run through the middle. And the pass was into feet. He just couldn't take it with him.
What a great chance for Macarthur to skip clear. And a lot of the hope, the way I watch things, Robbie, a lot of the hope for Macarthur to become an end-of-season contender is to get Al-Hassan Toure into good football form. He's so dynamic, very charismatic player, enormous power and athleticism. Particularly with the absences of Davila, Craig Noon out for a couple of weeks now. Toure can be the man.
He is the all-time Australia Cup record goal scorer. As Hingan back inside with Hoare. Henry Hoare goes again down to the byline, looks up. Can't beat Aspro Potamidis at the near post. Akbari in the challenge again. That's a lovely touch from Marabuli for De Silva. He is driving through midfield. Danny De Silva making space. Has he shown too much of that to Tom Aldred, and they balked each other out of it. Yeah. Aldred the quickest to react.
He spooked him, didn't he?
Well, if I was just coming back from a knee injury and had Tom Aldred running at me,
you as well. Now, strangely, however, not to be this spooked by Tommy, I reckon his grandmother will get spooked. But that Daniel De Silva angled away from his support when he was carrying the ball forward, isolated himself even more. Strange decision.
Henry Hall back. Or again into the feet of Mile Uznic. His touch is heavy. They've won it back though, no free kick, says the referee. Mile Uznic with another chance. Well, he has spectacular in that locker. He almost provided it there.
Well, it looked way wide off the boot, but then it just started threatening to curl in. And it's finished a lot closer than initially it seemed. But still, Uznic will be disappointed having made that space. A great angle for the shot. He can hit them.
It's Holman with Bacchus. Miller slows down by Lofthouse, brings that energy to that Brisbane midfield as Uznic couldn't quite keep it in play. This is for Jez Lofthouse, an 18th A-League appearance and just the 3rd start. 1 start last season in 12. Now back-to-back for the first time in his career. As Carlo Armiento will be hoping to bring his impact off the bench. Bacchus. Wietza. Hazani. Trying to find space, is being shadowed by Akbari. Wietza, that's nicely played. Oh, lovely ball. Wietza, great vision to find Azani. He's just surrounded by orange shirts. Oh, but the orange have got in each other's way. Azani still trying to poke it towards Holman. See the potential, you can see the endeavour, and you just feel at some point it might just start coming off for Daniel Arzani. Miller with Holman.
Well, just on that last breakdown, beautiful ball to Arzani, carries the ball into the penalty area. Brisbane players collide. Arzani has the advantage again, and then they lose possession. And here's the difference. One difference between Macarthur on 21 points and Melbourne City on 37 points. When that turnover occurs in the Melbourne City attack, they, like a swarm of hornets, go and get the ball back. Macarthur just dawdled their way around and allowed Brisbane to play out. Huge difference, and clearly distinctive difference. 16 points, in fact, worth of competition.
The counter pressing, the high pressing, Gagan pressing, call it what you like. It's those first 5 seconds after losing possession as Arzani looks for Miller, where you can try and win the ball back while the defence still isn't settled. Make that extra effort when you lose possession. Now Courtney Perkins. Bacchus again. Seeing A lot of the football for Macarthur was Toure. Almost got away with it there. Danny De Silva also seeing a lot of the football in these early stages as the cross with only Szczepovic to aim for in the middle. Szczepovic, who very kindly for A-League audiences has gone with Stefan on the back of his shirt. Mind you, it's a name that has played all around the world and deserves to be known. Plenty of goals in Spain, played for Celtic in Scotland. As there's no free kick again, Adam Kersey letting it play. Toure shaping to shoot, does so again, now accelerates. Courtney Perkins stuck to the task.
Well, what a breathtakingly good opportunity for Macarthur, but again it was in second gear. Now it's hot, we realise Sunday afternoon kickoffs in the heat, but those are the moments that are going to win you the game, give you a chance to.
Szczepovic brings it down and off the crossbar. And then from underneath the crossbar, Aspro Potomides heads it up and it's claimed by Curto.
And that's how close it was to Macarthur losing their lead. Not only not extending it, but losing it. I think it's a great save from Curto, actually, Robbie. It's a wonderful touch. Look at that again from Szczepovic. It's a great save from Curto onto the crossbar. And it's an excellent defensive header from Aspro Potomides as well. This will be a great shot. What great camera work. Excellent effort, fantastic goalkeeping.
We talk about the quality of those two strikers for each side, almost carbon copy goals. And Brisbane back on the front foot with Hingard. His cross towards Hoare arriving again. It's Uscott called upon to head clear. De Silva. He is providing the real creative spark for Macarthur at the moment out of midfield. Danny De Silva with his running.
And that's, if I'm begging the indulgence of it, just a quick comment about Arabouli, who's excellent in the penalty area, but can at times be a bit of a dead weight in midfield.
Alzani just lets the ball lazily roll off his foot.
And Macarthur on a couple of occasions now in the centre part of the field with space in front of them, in possession, a chance to really hurt Brisbane before they've regathered their shape. And there's just no urgency.
Zakbari taking advantage of the absence of Jay O'Shea to get a couple of starts. He hasn't been first choice this season as he was last year, the Afghan international. Courtney Perkins with Aldred. Great switch of play. Mileuznich with Hoare trying to thread it through towards Szczepovic. Holman does well, and after doing well, then he gives it away rather cheaply. And again, the referee's whistle to his aid.
Well, that was a lack of discipline from the Brisbane players then, I think. Jez Lofthouse didn't need to grab the shirt of Jake Holman. He rounded it up nicely. Holman was lacking support. Matt Miller was arriving late on the scene. Jez Lofthouse would have won that ball, I think, if he just kept his cool a little bit.
A couple of casual passes being picked off in midfield. Hingard for Hoare. Back for Jack Hingard. Propotomides for Bacchus. He's being afforded space as well as the pass. There was a bit more room to the right there for Miller.
Yeah, it was mishit. But the idea was right. Some urgency. You could hear the calls. Face forward, play forward, and Bacchus obliged.
Through the legs by Hoare, and now Brisbane down this left-hand side with Lofthouse. One-on-one with Miller. There's Lofthouse. Akbari. Foul by Akbari, who's picked up a knock for his troubles.
Just caught in possession there. And goes to win the ball, which is good. Gives the foul away, which is not so good, but it's better that than open play and chasing. But he's done quite by the looks of things. Something that's going to be remedied anytime soon. He'll either have to carry this or they'll cut their losses and protect the player.
Right up the top of the thigh, quad psoas. Checking the groin. It's okay, so hopefully Rahmat Akbari will be all right. Just there. A little stretch on a strange angle. Had a great season last year. Brisbane #7. In a ever-changing midfield then as well.
Pensive. New coach Green, pensive. Tough conditions in the southwest of Sydney. Has to think back a week to remembering his team coming from behind. A spirited second-half performance. Big difference between Cameron Cook as a youngster going places, but still a youngster, the Perth Glory goalkeeper, and Philip Curto, rusted on experienced, high-quality custodian who's already made that one outstanding save off Jepovic.
With Hoare. Turns away from trouble nicely. Back with his captain, Tom Aldred. Akbari. Hingett, first time cross. Comfortable for Philip Curto. He's looking for clean sheet #6 this season. Perkins back for Aldred. Western Sydney Wanderers leading the way in the clean sheet department with 7. That make that 8. Apologies. Lawrence Thomas after yesterday's 2-0 victory over the Mariners. Goal kick for Macarthur. 3 minutes to go in this first half, having failed to score in their last 2 matches. Uli Davila, who's had that knee clean out. It will keep him sidelined for the rest of this season. But it's good to see him still very much part of the Bulls family. And even off the pitch, he will be providing and doing what he can to help the side with his leadership and experience. Holman Holman, a little 1-2-3 with Arabouli, but it's picked off by Aldred. Never took his eyes off the ball. Now Lofthouse. He's going the full 1980s low socks look. Jez Lofthouse. You do have to wear shin pads, of course. It's in the rules. There's the ball back post. They must be there somewhere. Oh, as he's gone down, fallen awkwardly there. Jez Lofthouse on his right wrist. You just see a shin pad popping up the top, that right shin. Looks like he's right to continue. Bit of nostalgic software, Andy. Remind you of the old days?
It does. And maybe Jez is an old soul.
Miller forward towards Arabouli, looking for the little flick towards Azani. Kept in play, just you can hear the words of encouragement from the Brisbane bench as Arabouli looks for Azani. He's done brilliantly to keep that in play. Tom Aldred. He's a tough character, brought down by Holman. Perkins. Milewsnich. He's kept it in play at the run of Jez Lofthouse. Now Akbari. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Added on at the end of this first half. There's Stjepovic and Hingert between them, neither of them making the run. For Gamulka's pass, he apologises. Kai Truan with Akbari. Can Brisbane find a way back into this contest before the break? It's been a first half of few chances. 2 shots on target for Brisbane. Just 1 for the home side. As Curto just manages to prevent it going out of play for a corner. Philip Curto along with Arabouli at the other end. A fantastic save. 2 moments of real class that equate to a 1-0 lead for Macarthur. Akbari gets it again. Hoare. Industrious, busy as always, but still we await that final product from the visitors. Lofthouse thinks he's got a corner, and he does so. He's going to take it quickly with Milewsnich. Looks up, crosses. Gamulka was arriving. It was spontaneous, and it almost provided the opening. Nicely done, Toure. Kai Truan was caught out for the goal, not a second time. Well defended. Daniel Azani flying in, almost took out the Brisbane coach, Nick Green. Here's Milewsnich taking on Miller, down to the byline, and Curto reaching for it. It needed the assistance of Aspropotomides.
Good defending from Aspropotomides. Curto was there to cover it. But it was a good burst from Milewsnich again, just so fast. Even Matt Miller found him difficult to contain.
Courtney Perkins One way, then the other. Poor. Drives it in hard. Hingett with the header. Can't keep it down. Brisbane getting closer.
Battle of the big man on the back post. Hingett v Vujica. But it was a pretty tidy ball in from Henry Hoare. And Hingett actually might have done better, having made the space, won the contest, got to the header, might have controlled it a little bit better.
Nick Green, who's coached under-18s and under-23s at Lincoln City and Hartlepool United. Most recently, coaching at the Pro Player Private Academy. And he's got the chance, the opportunity to prove himself in the Isuzu UTE A-League now. Something that Mile Sturjovski very mindfully bided his time. He revealed when he took the job at Macarthur that he'd been offered it in the past. Didn't feel ready for it. The former Socceroo, nearly 50 caps for Australia, including the 2006 World Cup. And for the moment, it's Mile Sturjovski's side who are leading, courtesy of Bashana Arabouli's 4th goal of the season. It came in the 14th minute, in a half of few chances, a nervy match between two sides that know that victory could reignite their finals hopes. Half-time in Campbelltown. The Bulls leading the Roar by 1-0. And we will be right back with the half-time show coming up in a minute.
When we get the passes, go, let's go. When we take the shots, you know, like, hey, yo, let's go. Getting every shot from every angle. Making all the moves, getting money on the low. When we get the passes, go, let's go. Like, these moves looking real nice in the future.
Hi guys, yeah, I'm with Yuli. You put a smile on my face on and off the pitch. First, I know you got an injury earlier in the season, but this is your first operation. How are you feeling after it?
Yeah, this is the first surgery I had in my life, so yeah, a little bit sad. The last week, disappointing, but yeah, I think it's part of the job, and yeah, just coping it and trying to be positive.
Yeah, great stuff. Now, the team is ahead. You were sitting right behind me, both of us, when that ball came in. We both went like that. He took it down. I was like, oh no! And he buried it. What are you making? Is it just confidence with your team at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's great that Patch scored a goal. He needs that confidence. The team needs that confidence. So yeah, very happy for the team. We are winning the game, so hopefully we can keep like this.
Great stuff. And just really quickly, Jacob Burns has come in, Mile's come in as well. What type of impact have they had? They're a very vocal bench at the moment.
Yeah, you can see the impact they made straight away. I think for a lot of players it's a new chance. Everyone is trying to get in that challenge. So yeah, it's good. The team, I think, is doing good. So yeah, hopefully we can get the finals.
Great stuff. It's great to see you again. Hopefully we'll see you back on the pitch soon enough. Hey, give us a selfie, will you? All right, talk to you in a minute.
This year's Alex Tobin Medal is brought to you by Isuzu UTE. It's going bigger and better than ever, with the winner of the prestigious award receiving $10,000. Plus, the Isuzu UTE Alex Tobin medalist will nominate a junior football club of choice to win a brand new top-of-the-range Isuzu D-Max or 7-seat MUX during the grand final in May. To stay in touch with the leaderboard, tune in for weekly updates at your new home of football.
Welcome back to Campbelltown, where you can see the Brisbane players back on the pitch. Jez Lofthouse there as they go through their quick little warm-up, joined by the home side, Macarthur. Jay O'Shea out there as well. We'll have confirmation of that change in just a moment. The fans with the cowbells. It's not quite the vuvuzelas, but it makes plenty of din around this stadium as well. They were ringing when Arabouli scored in the 14th minute. That goal separates the two sides. So we're all set for the start of the second half, and the Irishman Jay O'Shea missed last week with a reported broken toe. He must have had an injection or some magic bones to have healed up in a week. Second half underway. Jay O'Shea, the first change of this contest, but it's Macarthur straight back onto the front foot with the goal scorer, Arabouli. Cleared by Courtney Perkins towards Jay O'Shea, his first touch, secures possession. He's come into the game for Rahmat Akbari, and he'll play in those two central midfield roles. Here he is again. He's the one Brisbane Roar player that features in the top 20 individual player attacking stats, whether it's for chances created or passes in opposition halves. He is like a magnet for the ball in this side. Andy Harper, can he provide the spark for this Brisbane side?
Well, Robbie, he's done it plenty of times before. Sensational player. I guess it just depends on how bad the toes are and what his pain threshold is. But desperate times call for desperate measures. No time for Jade to rest. Here he is. Great little pass.
And Lofthouse, the cutback. And Mile Uznic denied by Philip Curto the second time. And Brisbane just 90 seconds into the second half. The impact of Jay O'Shea already visible.
Well, two great saves from Philip Curto. One in the first half against Jepovic, and then excellent work there to keep the lead intact for Macarthur. Been a bit sleepy out of the sheds at half-time. They need to turn that quickly, maybe now.
And they may do so now. Toure, it was a lovely turn. Oh, I thought that was in. Side the far post. Holmes didn't have his angles quite right. Toure saw it, but couldn't bend it inside the far stick.
Well, just the reaction from Al-Hassan Toure at the near miss. Here's the save from Curto, really. Well, it wasn't from Curto, actually. It was deflected from Aspro. And here's Al-Hassan Toure, another great camera angle. Really promising effort. And look at his body after it just collapses.
As up the other end, we very nearly flag up for offside.
Well, frantic 30 seconds at Campbelltown. Just got the feeling Al-Hassan Toure to finish that point quickly, Robbie. When he collapsed to the ground after not maximising that opportunity, it's a bit of an indication as to how much he's feeling it, I think, at the moment. He's a wonderful talent, and it will turn for him, and importantly his team, to keep plugging away, and Macarthur have to keep looking for him, and I believe playing in a more central position will help both he and the team.
Clever little touch from De Silva for Arzani. Now Holman furthest forward, shoots. He had Toure on his left, he didn't use him.
Well, Jake's job there is to feed the beast, give it to Al-Hassan Toure. And it's not about passing on responsibility. So on the one hand, you can see Holman's run, which lacked a little bit of urgency, but it was purposeful. But get the ball, move it into the penalty area, the first available opportunity to the attacking player, Al-Hassan Toure, and let him do his thing.
The leading scorer in the Australia Cup with 10 goals. Al Hassan Toure, he was a key part of that charge to a first ever piece of silverware for Macarthur in the FA, the Australia Cup this season. As here's Lofthouse at the other end, taking on Miller. Lofthouse, he was looking for O'Shea on the edge of the area. Thumbs up from the Irishman.
Terrific lead from Jez Lofthouse, and then just stopping on a dime. Excellent. Maybe took a fraction too long to decide thereafter. It was a great turn of speed and then turning brilliantly. And from there, just a little slovenly, which might be a harsh call, but you haven't got time. This level of football, you could see Jake Holman was there closing down.
O'Shea. Ball deep, deep, deep beyond the back post. Too deep for Brisbane. Al Hassan Toure, just to go back, 2 goals last season for Macarthur, 2 goals this season, 2 goals the season before that with Adelaide. The cup goals are there. It's the league goals, which when you're talking about it will happen when that flick is switched and the goals start flowing.
Or the switch is flicked. But I do think with Al Hassan Toure, whether the flick is switch or switch is flicked, playing in more centrally, it's going to happen.
Mile Uznic. Ball in. Cleared by Uzkok. Flag up again for offside against Mile Uznic. That's twice already in the second half.
A couple of good chances too. They're letting themselves down with those offsides, Brisbane.
It's up. Little touch from Toure. Arabouli is scythed down by Aldred. Play continues. Toure still shoots wide. Referee bringing it back. Bring it back for the free kick, or just to award the yellow card to Tom Aldred.
Yeah, I don't know that he could actually bring it back, but he could award the yellow card. He played the advantage quite clearly. There's Aldred.
Ooh, that is a nasty one. Turned the ankle, and there were studs on the inside of that ankle. He's come in very, very strong there and mistimed. How often have we seen that this season? And this may get a second look from the referee, Adam Kersey. Skipper, Mile Sturjovski, having a word to Hassan Joma, the 4th official. Arabouli still down. Now, they're asking if video assistant referee are having a look.
Well, they will be having a look. It's whether they think it's worthy of the referee checking his decision, and on the basis of a number of decisions that have happened this season, I think that is worth another look. Apparently not.
Wow. Flying in. Play continues. And I think Tom Aldred has dodged a bullet there at the back. It was mistimed, it was forceful, and he caught Arabouli's standing foot, but we're not advocating for red cards either, mind you.
Completely. Yellow card, as far as I'm concerned, is adequate. The problem for the officials is that the consistency between decisions match to match seems to be leaving a little bit to be desired.
Catches De Silva. Macarthur looking to get that second goal to give them a bit of breathing space. Holmes long, Brisbane looking for the goal to get them back into the contest. So far in round 19, 5 of the top 6 have all won. This is Szczepovic finding space, lovely ball out for Lofthouse. Onto his right foot, shoots and saved again by Curto.
Made the space nicely. Jez Lofthouse, who was found by Szczepovic really well. Could only find Philip Curto to do better than that to beat the Macarthur goalkeeper.
You can see that replay there. Curto getting down to his right. Here's Lofthouse again. This time he goes outside, looks to cross on the left, and again it's Curto who gets there. There's an amazing statistic for you. Who's been defending? Who's been attacking? 23 clearances made by the Macarthur defence as Philip Curto just got a little knock on the head. Jez Lofthouse. Szczepovic coming and putting a little bit of pressure on. Aldred. Thumping header back up the other end. Weirdson with Hall giving chase. Well, against Wellington, Philip Curto made 2 superb penalty saves. To get his side the win, he's produced 2 great saves already today. One in particular in the first half to deny Szczepovic with the aid of the crossbar.
Well, I think Macarthur is struggling at the moment, but I'm not sure there's a foul there, really. Henry Hall cuts in to beat Bacchus, who was completely guilt-free at that point. Arzani's entitled to step in and take the ball.
O'Shea with the little dummy run, now delivers, looking for Hoare at the back post. It was a training ground routine again. As Hoare initially came short and then wheeled around. Now De Silva comes inside, the big switch of play off the head of Aldred for Arzani. Arzani wants it back on the right foot, and they've lost that forward momentum, at least on transition. Comes a set attack. Brisbane have numbers back. Arzani again. Bacchus with Miller. Holman for Miller again. A little cut back, but only finds Jay O'Shea in waiting.
That's twice now on Al Hassan Toure. I'm on the brink of asking my teammates the serious question: why not give the ball early when I'm in space? What else are you waiting for? And Macarthur again dropped anchor with open field and a numerical advantage. And Brisbane come away unscathed, unpressured, untroubled.
O'Shea chipping the ball towards Szczepovic. Uzkok again doing the defending. Back in from Gamulka, it might fall for Szczepovic. Takes it beyond Curto. Off the tips of the fingers and away for a corner.
Yeah, good intervention from Philip Curto, necessary. Szczepovic is looking like a handful. Intelligent, attempted nod past the advancing keeper. Curto held his nerve and then sprung to the defence of his team.
Corner for Brisbane, back on the front foot. Their 5th of the afternoon. In it comes. It was well weighted into the right kind of areas. Now Arzani finding Arabouli, Bacchus. The big switch bypasses Toure for De Silva. Hingert helping to put the brakes on as well. He now runs back across to his right back position. Holman's little touch gets it back from Arabouli. Huitza in space down this left-hand side. Looks up, crosses, it's a good one as well. Arabouli's header. Unable to test Jordan Holmes.
Holmes might have been in a bit of trouble, however. And it was not that wide and just a little bit more on target. Indeed on target. Arabouli's done well. That was his last action of the game.
Replaced by Ali Uglar, the young former Western Sydney Wanderer winger, who comes into the game, work hard. Arabouli, Charles Mombois is also going to be coming on, so the goal scorer makes way for Ali Uglar, and it's Jake Holman who comes off for Charles Mombois in the middle of the park. It's the second player to bring up a half-century of league appearances for Macarthur after Lockie Rose. Charles Mombois, number 51 for him today. Here is his first touch. They bring a little change in formation, perhaps. Uglar, an out-and-out winger. Maybe looks like Al Hassan Toure's moved into that central role. Mombois alongside Bacchus. Truan. Over Arzani, Hingert's cross in. Header away by Aspropotamides. Mombois with Arzani. He's been caught by a retreating Hingert. Let's head back down to the sideline where Tristan McManus is watching this one. Tristan.
Hey guys, yeah, I don't actually think that Macarthur are doing anything different to what they were doing in the first half. They're still frustratingly slow on the break. Like I said, you just want them to use it a little bit quicker. You saw where the goal came from. Granted, it was a long ball, but Toure used his pace. It was quick thinking, it was quick moving. The only difference in the second half is that Brisbane have finally woken up. They didn't offer anything, in my opinion, in the first half, but as soon as Jay O'Shea came on, the difference, the options that Brisbane have going forward now are immense. He somehow managed to find that space in the centre, and he knows how to use people. Jay Lofthouse, he's making a huge difference on this game, but I think that Jay O'Shea is going to have the biggest impact. I thought Holman had a great game as well for Macarthur Bulls. I think if they're going to get a second one, it's going to be on the break, but I see Brisbane getting one.
Thank you, Tristan. Getting the temperature down sideline as Nick Green has a word to Carlo Armiento. 3 goals and 3 assists so far this season for the former Perth player. Courtney Perkins gets away from Uglar. O'Shea again involved, just coming for the ball, laying it off, moving it around. The pace increases. Gamulka with Truan. Back with Aldred. Brisbane skipper, they could do with his 3rd ever A-League goal, having seen the quality of number 2 and the precious points that brought last weekend. He's come forward here. Lofthouse can't provide the cross. O'Shea back for Lofthouse. Ball bouncing around, cleared by Mombois.
O'Shea and Lofthouse have got quite a good combination going down on that inside left channel. again, Brisbane might have, and Lofthouse might have taken that option to try and find Aldred a little bit earlier than he did.
Here is again Jez Lofthouse. Henry Hoare arriving, and it's Ali Ugla who brings it away now. Great switch of play on the left foot for Daniel Arzani. Can they keep the pace going this time? Arzani trying to go through the legs of Gamulka. No way through, and Brisbane bring it away. Up the line towards Stepovic, who's done brilliantly well to get the better of Potamidis before falling. And he loses footing almost under the challenge from Guietza.
He did brilliantly to get the ball away from the sideline, and there's a couple of hands on the back.
They did just bring up a huge divot out of the pitch with that left boot. This is not quite the time for the drinks break just yet, but most players are using the opportunity to take on some fluids as Green speaks to his defensive quartet and midfield. So that substitution has seen Carlo Armiento come into the game. It's another goal threat for Brisbane. Stepovic wants to rejoin. Here's Ali Ugla with Toure. Al Hassan Toure. Again, there's a certain predictability at the moment about this Macarthur side, who get about 30 metres out from goal, start shaping to shoot, and then lose their way. This is more direct from Matt Miller. It's a great run. It's a fantastic run, and it's a brilliant individual goal. And how simple this game can be. Midway through the second half, goal number 5 of the season for Matt Miller, and he shows his teammates how it's done.
Well, the Macarthur top scorer, Matt Miller, on the Harvey Norman replay from right fullback virtually, has watched the second half transpire and watched maybe 4 or 5 attacking opportunities just come to nothing. And he's been saying to himself, if I get the chance, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the ball and drive at defenders, pass defenders, and attack the goal. And he makes it look so straightforward. It's a fantastic reward for Matt Miller. Macarthur too clear. Truth is, they might have been too clear a little earlier if one of the other Macarthur players had taken that lead. Better late than never for the Bulls.
Well, the former Melbourne City youngster, Central Coast Mariner, Newcastle Jets. And after a spell last season at St Mirren in Scotland, he's back plying his trade down under. And he is a goal-scoring defender in this A-League of the highest level. A 5th goal of the campaign for him. And a crucial one, because that does tip the scales very much in Macarthur's favour. Lofthouse, the cross, headed away by Aspro Potamidis. Ombwa for Arzani. True, the big up and under. Now we'll see what Brisbane have in reserve. De Silva, just clipped by Gamulka. failed to score in the last 2 matches. They've only once scored more than 3, or scored 3 this season. It was that 3-0 victory away to Sydney. We talk about confidence, we talk about decisive matches where your season can turn. I'm not sure the performance has warranted that, but Mile Stojovski will be very satisfied with where things stand with just over 20 minutes left to play. Including the clean sheet, as now we are going to have that official drinks break. Defenders' goals this season. Ryan Kitto has also been enjoying finding the back of the net. Jordan Elsey on the score sheet yesterday for Perth, but Matt Miller showing them all how it's done. Lockie Rose will have enjoyed that one. The injured striker. 2 goals early on this campaign before the broken foot. That's seen him sidelined, didn't stop him signing a new deal. So we have a look at the 2 goals.
Well, a lovely raking pass from De Silva's been great today. Hassan Toure has shown signs as well. It's a beautiful ball into the Georgian, Bashara Arabouli for 1-0. And then Matt Miller pins his ears back, drives right through the Brisbane formation. None of his teammates have had the appetite to do that in the second half. Chances have gone to waste, opportunities have gone to waste. Matt Miller's had one throw of the dice, and he's come up trumps. Great goal.
Expected goals. Well, that tells a slightly different story, doesn't it? Mind you, it's 10 shots to 7 in favour of Brisbane. 0.96. Expected goals in favour of the away side against 0.56 for Macarthur, and the 2 goals they have to their name. That's a pretty good conversion rate. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Uglar's glancing header only finds Kai Trewin, who played all of this season in central midfield before the arrival of Nick Green. Scott Neville has paid the price on the bench. Brisbane often playing a back 3 under Warren Moon.
Yeah, it's a really interesting call that from Coach Green. Everyone's got their view on things, but Scott Neville.
As the cross in, it might yet fall for Lofthouse.
Been really fabulous for Brisbane, particularly in recent weeks. You think about that match 2 weeks ago in Sydney. Man of the match performance. In fact, incredible defending from Brisbane to keep Sydney at bay until late. Particularly Scott Neville.
There's O'Shea. Connor Chapman also left to join Melbourne Victory in the January transfer. The little nod down from Szczepovic. Trewin hits it high, straight over the crossbar, almost up to the back of the hill. Well, if they can keep them shooting from that kind of distance. We've seen Philip Curto in action this season. They won't be too concerned. Philip Curto, who's got the 2nd save percentage in the league behind Newcastle's Jack Duncan. As you can see, there's movement down on the Macarthur bench. Arzani. Bacchus. Good early switch. Uglar, nice control. He's been one that has seen a lot more minutes since the arrival of Mile Sturjovski. Backus, Uglar again. Uglar looking for the return ball, is picked off by Jordan Courtney-Perkins. Immediately looks for Jay O'Shea. Mileusznic claims he was dragged back by Uskok. Referee's not interested. Now we are going to have that substitution. And it's going to be a first A-League appearance for the former USA Youth International and most recently Apia Leichhardt goal machine. Jason Romero, who has been signed as an injury replacement for Uli Davila, arrived in Australia over 3 years ago now, played for St George, scored plenty of goals for them. 11 last season for Apia Leichhardt, 4 against Rockdale 2 weeks ago. Before the call finally came, Mile Sturjovski, as he wins the ball back, the talented American. Can he provide that goal threat? Here he is, first touch in A-League football, taking on Truant. Gets it back to Toure. Well, Hassan Toure's chance to play through the middle didn't last very long, between Arabouli going off and Romero coming on. The touch back for Mombwa. Romero wanted it back, it's for Miller, overlapping down the right-hand side, the cross. Cleared by Courtney Perkins. And that is a first corner of this match in the 76th minute for the home side, Macarthur.
Well, nice work from Miller, scorer of the second goal, and looking to put a third on for the debutant Romero.
Uglar's cross, back post. Lofthouse leaping. Unable to keep it in play. And another substitution. Gamulka coming off. Scott Neville into the game. And he immediately takes the throw, so that's Neville on for Gamulka. Kurto. Aspro Potomides. And now Stjepovic in behind, into the area, the little cutback, looking for Hoare. Here's Lofthouse. It has to happen sooner rather than later for Brisbane. It does here. It's top corner. It's Jay O'Shea. And just when they looked like they were dead and buried, a superb finish from the Irishman has Brisbane right back in this contest.
Well, as with Macarthur's second goal, Jay O'Shea says the answer to breaking down a defence is to do it instinctively. On the Harvey Norman replay, it's a fantastic finish from the Irishman. Broken toes or not, maybe this one came off the plaster and got this beautiful curl into the top corner. Kurto, no chance. Brisbane still alive. And Jay O'Shea says, the less we dither, the more we threaten.
Oscar Wilde that said that first?
Is it?
No, get up,
We're in such exalted territory, Robert.
.11 minutes left and game on. Macarthur 2, Brisbane Roar 1.
Who did he coach anyway?
Well, will that give Brisbane Roar just the impetus they need, the direction to go and chase this result? Certainly 1 point would be better than none, even if 3 is what both sides have been coveting since kickoff. And Brisbane come again now. Macarthur sitting back deeper and deeper. Kept in by Carlo Armiento. He's got a fabulous left foot on him. He drives it in hard right into that 6-yard box. O'Shea again. Kai Truan. Courtney Perkins. His cross. The header. Lofthouse. 2 goals in 2 minutes. And Brisbane have tied the contest. And the funny old game strikes again. You cannot take your eyes off the ball.
Well, an unlikely scorer and an unlikely source on the Harvey Norman replay. It's Jez Lofthouse who leaps above Jonathan Aspro-Potomides. Not an easy task. It's a beautiful ball in from Courtney Perkins. It's a ripping header from Lofthouse. Macarthur asleep at the wheel, and Brisbane back in business. What a header. Brilliant stuff from Lofthouse.
The kid from the Sunshine Coast. Maroochydore, Sunshine Coast, Olympic FC, all as a senior player before getting his chance in the A-League, and now at 23 years of age, a first ever A-League goal. And the changes continue to come. Jake McKing is into the game, and so is Jerry Skotadis. And Macarthur, from leading 2-0 midway through the second half, are now clinging on for just a share of the spoils as Uskok intercepts that ball that was headed for Mile Usnic. Miller. Can he produce another moment? Romero trying to run onto it. Here's McKing, his first touch. Miller. Little touch back with Skotadis. Skotadis again. Cleared by Lofthouse. Mombwa. All of a sudden it's Macarthur needing to show a little bit more urgency. McKing, the former Brisbane man, involved down that right-hand side. Woyitz's ball in, cleared by Aldred, only just. O'Shea. Well, we've been treated to 4 great goals this afternoon in a match that the chances were few and far between in the first half. But 4 brilliant individual moments. Great switch of play for Armiento. Against McKing, 2 substitutes, and it's the Macarthur right back who comes out on top. Romero. He's given that away cheaply to Armiento. Here's O'Shea. Cox header ending up, not intentionally I don't think, as a very effective back header for Philip Curto. 6.5 minutes left. Who wants to stand up and be a hero for their club? One more goal, maybe all it takes to get your side right back into the hunt for the finals. As it stands, a point for each serves neither. Miller, who's moved from right back into a roll higher up the pitch. He's prepared to run through walls to try and get to that ball. Mombois. Into the feet of Romero, little touch off. Skotadis for Vojica. Aspropodamides. Mileušnić taking on fluids for the first touch of cramp by the looks of things. Macarthur have made their 5 substitutions. This is how they'll finish, providing there's nothing untoward to follow. As we have a look at the ladder as it stands. Newcastle in 7th, Western United. If Macarthur can get that point, they'll go level with them, but the most important one is that Sydney in 6th have a 3-point gap. They're on 27 points. And will that little gulf between the top 6 and the rest, can it be bridged? Skotadis, Romero, for Miller, stopped by Tom Aldred. Rock solid challenge, but then in his haste to get the ball forward, he turns possession back over. And from one end, we race up to the other. Miller again. Well, it was perhaps on his favoured left foot, but it was a great opportunity. Skotadis, the fresh legs for Macarthur, trying to make a difference themselves now. Skotadis. Vojica. The cross in. Courtney Perkins head up. Lofthouse still jumping for everything. He's read that situation perfectly. He's got cramp himself now. Trying conditions. I wonder how much longer. We saw Mileušnić taking on fluids. Jepovic calling for his players to keep supporting them. How he'd love to get his first raw goal and it be a winner in such an important match of football. Bacchus for Mombois. Romero, quick feet, little 1-2, Romero shot! Jordan Holmes scrambling across to his right.
Well, it was a very considered build-up from Macarthur. It's a dozen passes or so, and the ball never really moved beyond a 15-metre grid. But they managed to get Romero into some space for his first effort on goal in the A-League, and it stretched Holmes.
Marcel Canardi in for Mileušnić, or Canardi. Serbian heritage for the Austrian playmaker who's into the game, and Luis Abela also comes on. It's Mileušnić and Lofthouse who have run themselves into the ground. It'll be a day to remember for for Jez Lofthouse in just his third ever A-League start. A first goal, which for the moment is the equaliser. Stjepovic. O'Shea. Zavala. Almost finding it as well. Look at all the orange shirts in the box, driven across by Armiento and cleared by Uskok. We're into the last 60 seconds. Macarthur, who were leading by 2-0 just 22 minutes ago, have seen that lead evaporate. The cross in, back post, Stjepovic! Off the crossbar. Did Curto get a finger to that as well?
Well, it's a beautiful ball again from, was that Courtney Perkins or Gennady? It's just a clear hit from Stjepovic off the crossbar. Vujica, it's off the shoulder actually. Doesn't matter what it comes off so long as it goes in, and it was that close for Brisbane. The great escape for the Raw, so nearly. But can Macarthur salvage their belief and reputation? Years ago.
And now Miller at the other end. Oh, and forlornly asking the question of the referee if that might have come off a hand, but that was a great chance at the other end.
He was after a life raft there, wasn't he? That Miller was a tired effort, but a great chance for Macarthur, who, having just escaped care of their own crossbar. Look at this for Matt Miller. And it's Courtney Perkins who recovers well enough.
Now, like two heavyweights in the 12th round, trying to slug it out now as the ball in from Skotadis. Claimed by Holmes. If either can land just one more punch, it might be the knockout. Gennady. Zabala. With O'Shea. Stjepovic. Back for O'Shea. On the volley. Blocked by McGing. Miller gets there. He's caught and fouled by Courtney Perkins. And that's a second yellow card. He was booked in the 12th minute. And he's booked in the 92nd. And Brisbane, with still 3 minutes of stoppage time to play, find themselves a man down.
Well, Matt Miller touches him up, touches the ball over, and that is worthy of a yellow card. I'm not convinced his first yellow card was, but he certainly took Miller out there. There's no doubt that was cynical and worthy of the yellow. He's decided it was worth the risk. At this point, Matt Miller away would have been a tough thing for Brisbane to have to defend.
And he knew it as soon as he saw the referee head to the pocket. He will now miss next week's trip to Melbourne City. Macarthur are on the road to the Mariners. Doesn't get any easier for these two sides. Skotadis. Vujica. Karugla. Skotadis again. The cross, plenty of power on it for Miller. Aldred gets it clear. O'Shea for the 10 men of Brisbane. They can't make that counter-attack stick. Uskok. Can Macarthur, in these final minutes, use their man advantage to carve out one more telling opportunity? McGing for Mombwa. He accelerates. Charles Mombwa still on the left foot. Always rising. Just the 2 goals in his previous 50 for Macarthur. The calm figure of Mile Strzowski, still looking for that second win as head coach of Macarthur after back-to-back defeats. Will there even be time left? Will Brisbane say, considering we were 2 goals down, considering we've only got 10, perhaps we should batten down the hatches and settle for a point here. Macarthur will certainly be feeling that this is an opportunity that has gotten away from them, unless there is still a final twist in the tail of this one. Vujica back in, the header, and it's in! McGing, the former Brisbane player, with the back post header in the 95th minute. He scored the winner last year against Brisbane, and he's done it again.
Well, the offering's a little thin on the ground for Macarthur as far as deliveries into the penalty area, but Romero keeps this one alive. But when McGing's cross, the first one, was overhit. Vujica drops a perler onto the back of the box. It's a perler from Vujica, and McGing nails the header. All Jordan Holmes can do is swat valiantly at the air as the ball flies past and seals the 3 points for the Bulls. Quite a remarkable second half here in Campbelltown. Matt Miller, the architect of the second goal, the scorer of the second goal, and with that drive through midfield, the architect of the third. But it's an excellent finish from the almost disbelieving Jake McGing.
And the cowbells ring out across Campbelltown. Huscock leaves it. And it's all over. The Bulls are back to winning ways. It will be celebrated on the bench, celebrated on the pitch. So many positives for a side that looked like they had let it slip. Heartbreak for Brisbane Roar. They thought they'd done enough. The wind was at their backs. They were looking for that third goal, but the red card to Courtney Perkins proved ever so costly, and Jake McGing, against his former club, had no problems twisting the knife. A thrilling finish in Campbelltown. Macarthur FC are still alive in this season's league. Macarthur 3, Brisbane Roar 2. Well, the Bulls climb to 24 points, just as we were looking at that live ladder. They are now just 3 points behind 6th place Sydney. Let's head down to Tristan McManus.
Thanks, Robbie. I'm with Daniel Arzani here. What a finish to a game, huh?
Mate, unbelievable. I mean, we really needed that. It's unbelievable scenes from the lads. We kept persevering right to the very end, and we got our reward.
How are you feeling on this number 10 role? It looks good on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's my first time playing there professionally as a number 10. My first game today. I like it. I think there's a lot of things about the position that suit me. I think there's a lot I still need to work on and get used to. Playing in that role, it's a little bit different, but yeah, so far liking it.
You got a bit of a stuffing last week, but I mean, you came back here, you went ahead, Brisbane came straight back into the game, but you got the win, which is unbelievable. I saw Jed Drew do it here one time as well, lost a 2-goal lead, finished 3-2. What's the morale like in the camp at the moment?
I mean, at the moment, you know, it was obviously a little bit down after last week, but I think right now it's going to be sky high. The boys are buzzing. We showed great team character. We pushed through to the end, and like I said, we got our reward, and what an unbelievable finish to the game. Superb.
I think it's like a quick feat. Your attributes really seem to suit this number 10 as well, along with Toure. And you've got Rose, Danny Rose coming back, or Rosie coming back soon enough as well. Like, so again, I mean, I guess knowing that's ahead of you, you can only go forward now, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we needed this little confidence boost, and you know, for me, it was good to get that first game out of the way. You know, I was a little bit shaky in there sometimes, but like I said, I think there is some things about the position that can suit me that I can, and I think I can do really well in there and fill in there. So, you know, I'm happy.
Super. Good on you. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. I also got Jez Lotthouse here. Jez, superb performance from yourself. Bitterly disappointed, of course, with the ending here. Left wing, right wing, you've got it all.
Oh yeah, I'm obviously happy with how I played, but I'm really disappointed with the end result there. Like, the boys put in such a shift that second half, and I feel like we had some chances to go on and win the game. So to lose like that, it's heartbreaking.
You were kind of, the first half absolutely killed you today. I mean, it looked as though you couldn't get going. You were a bright spark in it. You were making things happen. What do you think that was in the first half? I mean, was it the temperature or was it just the setup?
No, well, we train in this sort of heat every day, so it should have, if anything, been a benefit to us to play in it. But I just think we were just a bit static. Everyone, I don't know, it was a bit slow, and we just didn't look like creating too much. We had a couple chances, but yeah, the tempo just wasn't where it should be, really.
We're still trying to find out so much about yourself. I mean, obviously you've got pace, you've got quick feet as well. We see we can head a ball now as well. What does it mean for you to get your first goal here?
Yeah, I'm obviously stoked to finally score. Like, it's been a long time coming, but yeah, at the end of the day, I probably could have had another one earlier in the half, and which could have really changed the game. So yeah, I'm still just disappointed with the result, really.
So what happens now from here in terms of the team?
I think we just got to keep being positive, keep playing the way we're playing. Like, it's second time in a row we've scored 2 goals. At least we're starting to find the back of the net a bit more. So disappointed, obviously, but still very positive with the boys, and everyone put in a good shift.
Good on you. Thanks for your time today. Appreciate it. All the best.
Top corner when I shoot with the lefty or the right. To the opposition, I'm a problem with it all night. Fresh kit, pull up on them and it look nice. Yeah, it's looking nice. Unstoppable when we got the ball. When the team get the call, we coming to take it all from the home field to the world stage. Yeah, we tight, that's right. Pull up on them and it look nice. Yeah, it's looking
Right, guys, I'm here with Matt Miller. Matt, what a performance from you guys out there. Every time you get questioned, you come back with something like that.
I mean, we made it hard for ourselves, but I guess it was enjoyable for the fans, so glad we got that last-minute winner, so exciting times.
I called the game with 4 goals. We got the 5 goals. Another goal for yourself, another assist as well. You're an absolute weapon up and down there 90 minutes. How are you feeling?
I'm not sure where that's come from. I don't really have an attacking bone. Had a couple of nosebleeds up the top there, but yeah, just a lot of emotion because that was a big game for us in our season, so...
Both of you came into this game absolutely needing a win. You were being rolled off, your team as well. I mean, you got a bit of a bad bit defeat last week, again a couple of weeks before, but a team who can beat the Phoenix and a team who here can lose a 2-goal lead and then come back with a win. There's definitely a bit of mettle in this team, right?
I know, and there's a lot of belief in our camp, so we know, and you know, we know if we can turn up on our day, we can beat anyone. So it's just about finding that consistency, really, because we are a good team with good players. So.
What do you think it is now that's going to make that switch now? Obviously, you got a new coaching team in as well. You got Jake Burns in here as well. They're going to have a huge impact. What do you think it is that you need as a team to stop these questions from coming? I
think there's just a lot of belief, and there's a lot of belief in us, you know, given from Millet and Burnsy. So I think it's just about believing, and you know, momentum's a big thing in football. So if we can just kick on to next week and just keep building and building, I think, you know, you make yourself a hard team to beat.
Great stuff. I forgot to tell you, you're man of the match. Isuzu UTE man of the match, Matt Miller. Superb stuff. Well done. You fully deserve it. Great stuff. Millet, I spoke to you last week. There wasn't too many smiles. Can you get a smile out today after today's performance?
Yeah, I can get one out. It was good to you know, get the 3 points in the end. And I thought we were good in patches today. You know, being 2-0 up, I thought we'll go on and win it easily. But credit to Brisbane coming back and made it hard for us. But glad we got the 3 points in the end.
You definitely dominated the first half. What is it that you're trying to get into your team now, and what is it that you want to see from your team overall? Like, what should be expecting from a Bulls team now?
You know what? We just want urgency. We want to be hard to beat, which we're at the moment. You know, we're conceding easy goals, in my opinion. And you know, urgency going forward. We want to play with energy. We want to play going forward and play a good brand of attacking football.
You must be happy with the character of your team, the resilience of your team to let a 2-goal lead like that slip, and then even to come back and get the winner.
Yeah, definitely. I think each week, there's character shown in different ways, but definitely today to go 2-0 up and then 2-2 with a few minutes to go and to come back and win that game was great character from the boys.
Top 6 is the goal?
Oh, 100%. That was the goal, and the goals won't change. We just have to keep working towards it.
Superb. Congratulations today. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Right, Nick, I mean, there's a smile on your face, but that must have been absolutely heartbreaking, that finish to the game.
Oh, look, yeah, it's tough to take. I think the lads have done enough to take something from the game today. That's probably the most disappointing thing. But the pleasing thing, if I'm honest, is we're creating chances, we're creating moments. And look, today, we could have had a few more goals today. Obviously, they're good on the transition and breaking, but I felt after maybe it's 20, 25 minutes, we dealt with that a lot better. And I thought, if anything, if there was going to be a winner, it was going to be us. Like I say, you've got to take the positives. It's tough to take, but we've got to take that out and move forward.
You look like two completely different teams in the first half and the second half. Obviously, when Jay came in, we know he was struggling. Yeah. He came in, but he made a huge impact as well. Do you think with the first half, it might have been a case of at the beginning, certainly just not taking those chances?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. We looked to get Jay on because we felt we could maybe gain a little bit more control and penetrate through a little bit, even though that they were quite strong through the middle in terms of winning first, second balls. We still felt there were gaps and spaces to play through. Look, if we're not creating chances and we're getting turned over, then there's a big concern. But we are creating chances. We're in the game, and I think you're seeing a little bit of character, even though we've been done at the death there. Like obviously, Geordie gets sent off. We just had a little reshuffle at the back, and I know like a couple of the lads are as honest as they are, taking responsibility on that last goal. But we take it on the chin as a team.
Yeah, well, I mean, it takes a lot of character in a team to come back from 2-0 down. Jez Lofthouse makes chances, scores chances as well. Really strong performance from him today.
Yeah, Jezzy's been out in the wilderness quite a while now, and I think, look, I believe he's got ability. We're looking at that, and I think in this remainder of the season, he's got to step up and take his opportunities, and I think you can see him growing in confidence. We would have liked him to actually be a little bit more direct in his 1v1s in the first period, but he grew into the game and he actually caused a lot of problems. So Jezzy's a pleasing one from today.
Superb. Well, thanks for giving us a great game. Sorry it didn't go your way. I appreciate it. All right, all the best. Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
goals in the A-League this season, as here's Lolly. The cutback for Mac. Lovely.
I tell you what, Nestor and Kunda, you keep scoring goals, mate. You're going to keep doing post-game interviews. How's your feeling? How's your emotion after that?
I'm happy as hell to get a go at home again on my weak foot this time. Could call it a tap-in, but yeah, I'm just happy to score a goal again.
They keep saying you don't do tap-ins, even the tap-in you put in the top corner.
I don't know why it goes in the top corner. I just try to place it, but it always goes there. But just happy, honestly. I don't know what to say. I'm just happy to score a goal again.
All right, let me ask you about the buzz here around this place, this crowd. Every time you even stand up to warm up, there's a buzz, there's a ripple, and then you come on, you get a bigger crowd than Craig Goodwin these days here. How does that feel to you as still a kid?
It feels amazing. I love these fans, 100%. Yeah. Every time I stand up to do a warm up, I just hear them calling my name. It's like it gives me the motivation to go score a goal, put on my best performances. But I just love these guys. I love all the fans so much. They mean a lot to me.
We love to watch you, Nestor. Thanks for another goal this evening, my friend.
Cheers, man.